Hari. Jaya Gopi Jana Baba Girivara Dhari. Jaya Gopi Jana Baba Girivara Dhari. Jasodanandana Braja Janaranjana. Jasodanandana Braja Janaranjana. Jamuna Tira Vanachari. Jamuna Tira Vanachari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jaya Śrī Kṛṣṇa Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Śrī Advaita Gadadhara Śrīvasadi Bhakta Vrinda Jayaḥ. Śrī Kṛṣṇa Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Śrī Advaita Gadadhara Śrīvasadi Bhakta Vrinda Jayaḥ. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Krishna Balaram, Krishna Balaram, Krishna Balaram, Jaya Vrindavan Dham. Jaya Lalita Vishakha Jaya Radhe Shyam, Lalita Vishakha Jaya Radhe Shyam. Nitai Gaura Haribo, 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 Gaura Haribo. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Srila Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Gurudev. नित्यलीला प्रविष्टाजयं विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शत श्रीमद एसी भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी जगतगुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद की, अनंत कोटि वैष्णव भक्त वृंद की, नामाचार्य श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। श्री रूप सनातन भट्ट रघुनाथ, श्री जीव गोपाल भट्ट दास रघुनाथ, षड्ग स्वयं प्रभुगण की। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद, श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। श्री वृंदावन मथुरा धाम की जय। श्री नवद्वीप मायापुर धाम की जय। श्री पुरुषोत्तम क्षेत्र जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की जय। श्री जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा महारानी की जय। श्री बद्रिका धाम की जय। श्री द्वारका धाम की जय। श्री अयोध्या धाम की जय। जय श्री कृष्ण भक्ति पदायिनी श्री वृंदा देवी तुलसी महारानी की जय। जय श्री गंगा मैया जमुना मैया की जय। जय श्रील प्रभुपाद ट्रांसडेंटल बुक डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन की जय। जुग धर्म श्री हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय। जय श्री हरे कृष्ण महामंत्र की जय। उपस्थित समस्त भक्त वृंद की जय। निताय गौर सीतानाथ प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल। All glories to assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to Sri Guru and Gauranga Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam namaskrutyam naram chaiva narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraye Nashtaprayesu Abhadresu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavatir Uttama Sloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki. Hare Krishna. So once again, in a very short interval, I got the opportunity to speak something. First of all, I will like to beg the mercy and blessings of all the assembled Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis in this very auspicious Dham, Sri Vrindavan Dham, and so that I can speak whatever I have heard, I have understood, I have read from my superiors, and I also seek the blessings of all our previous acharyas, Srila Prabhupada, and for the pleasure of our worshipable deities, Gaur Nitai Krishna Balram Radha Shyam Sundar and Srila Prabhupada, and for my own purification and for the devotional enlightenment of those who are listening offline and online, I will try to discuss and enlighten in today's verse. So we are going to discuss today the 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, chapter number 71, and today we are going to discuss verse number 3. I think yesterday you have heard the first two verses, 1 and 2. Today we are So please repeat behind me. Yaṣṭavyam rājasūyena dik-cakra-jayinā vibho ataḥ jarā-suta-jaya ubhayārtho mato mama yaṣṭavyam rājasūyena dik-cakra-jayinā vibho ataḥ jarā-suta-jaya ubhayārtho mato mama yaṣṭavyam rājasūyena dik-cakra-jayinā vibho ataḥ jarā-suta-jaya ubhayārtho mato mama. Please repeat. Yaṣṭavyam rājasūyena dik-cakra-jayinā jarā-suta-jaya ubhayārtho mato mama. Yaṣṭavyam rājasūyena dik-cakra-jayinā vibho ataḥ jarā-suta-jaya ubhayārtho mato mama. Yaṣṭavyam rājasūyena dik-cakra-jayinā vibho ataḥ rājasūya ubhayārtho mato mama. Yaṣṭavyam rājasūyena ataḥ jarā-suta-jaya ubhayārtho mato mama. Mataji. Yaṣṭavyam rājasūyena dik-cakra-jayinā vibho ataḥ jarā-suta-jaya ubhayārtho mato mama. So, word to word meaning. Yaṣṭavyam, sacrifice should be performed. Rājasūyena, with the Rājasūya ritual. Dik, of directions. Chakra, the complete circle. Jayina, by one who has conquered. Vibho, O Almighty One. Ataḥ, therefore. Jarā-suta, of the son of Jara. Jayaḥ, the conquest. Ubhaya, both. Arthaḥ, having the purposes. Mataḥ, opinion. Mama, my. Translation and purport by the disciples of His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Jagadguru Śrīla Prabhupada ki. Translation. Only one who has conquered all opponents in every direction can perform the Rājasūya sacrifice. O Almighty One, thus, in my opinion, conquering Jarāsandha will serve both purposes. Purport. Śrī Uddhava here explains that only one who has conquered all directions is entitled to perform the Rājasūya sacrifice. Therefore, Lord Kṛṣṇa should immediately accept the invitation to participate in the sacrifice. But then he should arrange to kill Jarāsandha as a necessary prerequisite. In this way, the king's request for protection would be fulfilled automatically. If the Lord would thus adhere to a single policy, namely seeing that the Rājasūya sacrifice was performed properly, all the purposes would be fulfilled. According to Srila Rupa Goswami in his Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, one of Lord Kṛṣṇa's qualities is chatura, clever, which means that he can perform various types of work at the same time. Thus, the Lord could certainly have solved the dilemma of how to simultaneously satisfy King Yudhishthira's desire to perform the Rājasūya sacrifice and the imprisoned king's desire for freedom. But Kṛṣṇa wanted to give his dear devotee Uddhava the credit for the solution, and thus he pretended to be perplexed. Om Ajnānatimirandhasya Jnānanjana Salakaya Chakshirunmilitam Jena Tasmai Śrī Gurave Namaha Śrī Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamaiham Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Śrī Guru Śrī Uttapadakammalam Śrī Gurun Vaishnavamscha Śrī Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Śrī Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Śrī Visakhanvitamsa He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dīnabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gorangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrisabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Krupa Sindhubhya evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo 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 Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Padayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratasi Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Sivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare Mukam karati vachalam pangam langhete girim jatkupatamaha vande Shri Gurudinatarinam Shri Paramananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanya Iswaram. Hare Krishna. So, all of us have been hearing since a couple of days this topic where last class I think I have discussed that how in the Sudharma Sabha, the assembly of Sudharma Sabha, that is from celestial assembly, so how many things are happening. Krishna is sitting and he is listening all this conversation. First the Jadus, they were discussing how to kill Jarāsandha because Jarāsandha had already defeated Krishna. The 18th time he defeated Krishna. Actually it was apparently Krishna was defeated because as I said last class, Krishna wanted to make a trick to entice Jarāsandha so that he will commit offense at the lotus feet of the Vaishnavas. Those are saintly kings, and he imprisoned 20,000 kings. So then the king's representative, the messenger came and he petitioned in front of Krishna how the Krishna should immediately go and personally see the kings and so that they can surrender to Krishna. They are very eager to see Krishna. So at the same time, just moment after Narad Muni also arrived, that I have discussed, I'm just summarizing. So then Narad Muni also brought a message from Hastinapur, where Yudhishthira Maharaj, who wanted to be a Chakravarti. Chakravarti means, Chakra means it's around all directions, The king who has conquered all the kings throughout the world, on all 10 directions. This sloka, that word is also there. It is this sloka. It is dik-cakra. It's there in the. You can see in the second line. Dik-cakra means Yudhishthira Maharaj wanted. The actual goal was not to become popped up and so I am the great king. No, the actual purpose was to do agra puja of Krishna, as I mentioned the last class. So then, simultaneously things are happening, and then Krishna was apparently in a perplexed condition. Yesterday's purport, actually, yes. So thus he pretended to be perplexed. In the last line of the purport, Prabhupada writes, so Krishna is pretending. Actually, how can Krishna be perplexed? He knows past, present and future. He is the supreme controller. He is he decides if whatever he likes he can do. His Satya Sankalpa, simple by his desire, things happen. So then he wants to teach us a lesson. Perplexed means just like Arjuna in Bhagavad Gita, all of us have heard many times how Arjuna was put in a perplexed condition. What to do, whether to fight or not to fight. So that is a perplexed condition. And also in Srimad Bhagavatam, Parikshit Maharaj, while he was, at the verge of dying, and he asked several questions. What is the duty of a person who is about to die? So nobody could answer perfectly. So somebody said you should do some karmakandi activities. Somebody said they should do yanas, adhaḥ and jnana yoga. And some people said he was not satisfied because he knew the right answer. Similarly, Arjuna and Parikshit Maharaj both cannot be perplexed because they are pure devotees. They are eternal associates of Krishna. They are Mahabhagavatas. How can they be perplexed? So apparently Krishna is showing how in a perplexed situation he is dependent on his devotees' opinion. He wants to give the credit and the love and affection, out of love and affection. So that is how Krishna, then what he did is, he heard both the petitions. The Jadavas are telling you should first kill Jarāsandha, and the messenger who came from the 20,000 kings, he said you must rescue the kings. And then the other Narad Muni, he also requested you should go and to Hastinapur and help Yudhishthira Maharaj in Rājasūya. So three petitions. So what to do? Actually two basically. So Jarāsandha kill means both the messenger's purpose and the Jaduvanshis, they also will be satisfied. So then in this condition Krishna had a very broad smile. So he was looking at Uddhava. So let us see why, though Krishna knew everything, why he chosen Uddhava. Why not? There are so many other people. So let us see what are the special qualities of Uddhava, for which, as you heard yesterday's verse also, Uddhava Uvacha. In that you heard, Śrī Uddhava said, O Lord, as the sage advised, you should help your cousin fulfill his plan for performing the Rājasūya sacrifice. So what he is telling Uddhava? Let you first go for Rājasūya sacrifice. And you should also protect the kings who are begging for your shelter. So this is in the previous verse you have heard yesterday. So here in the Purport, Prabhupada writes that Devarsi Narada wanted Lord Kṛṣṇa to go to Indraprastha. And the name of this chapter is Krishna Travels. Lord travels to Indraprastha. This is the end title of this chapter. So he helped his cousin Yudhishthira to perform Rājasūya Yajna. At the same time, the members of the royal assembly strongly desired that he defeat Jarāsandha and rescue the kings. It's very clear. The great-minded Uddhava could understand that Lord Krishna's desire to do both things. Thus, he intelligently advised how both the purposes could be simultaneously accomplished. So here we see, actually Krishna wanted to give the credit to his pure devotees. As I said in the last class, that Krishna doesn't have to achieve anything. He doesn't have to do any karma. He is beyond all these things. He is already famous. He is Atmaram, Atmakam. So then, there are specifically 4 qualities Uddhava had, for which Krishna chose Uddhava. So what are they? The first thing is Suhrud. Suhrud means a very sincere friend, a well-wisher. Exact meaning is well-wishing friend. So here we see Uddhava is junior to Krishna. He's younger in position, in everything wise. So then how a younger person can be a Surhudam? We can understand a elder person. We sometimes go and ask for his blessings, so that he blesses us. But a younger person can pray. He can pray to the Lord. Please, sometimes we prayed for our superiors. In my case, like we say, let all the devotees of ISKCON, let they be healthy. There should not be any disease. They should not suffer, so that they can do their sadhana nicely. They can do their seva, sadhana, everything they can do perfectly. So this is also a Suhudam. So Suhun. And then Mantraha. Mantra means advisor. There are many types. Mantri. That word mantri comes from mantra, who gives legal advice. And then artha. Artha means who knows the goal of life. Uddhava knew very well what is the goal of life and what exactly to do in a given situation. He knew perfectly well. That is why he was chosen. This is one of the reason. And then Tattvavid. Tattvavid means he always knows the truth. So who can know the truth? Krishna is always, he is absolute truth. So similarly, his pure devotees who also know the heart of Krishna. What is the internal mood of Krishna? What is there going on in Krishna's mind? Like that's why all this Bhagavatam and all these tika, these commentaries we should read from acharyas. Otherwise you will speculate, isn't it? So like that. So Uddhava had many other qualities. Some of them I will like to discuss because we are discussing his statement. Then we'll come to today's text later on. So he was very peaceful. Peaceful means who can be peaceful? None of us are peaceful, isn't it? We are always disturbed. Upadruta. When the influence of Kali, mandas mandamataya mandabhagya upadruta. We are always disturbed by this, at least this mobile phone, this social media that kept us always in a agitated condition. No doubt about it. So, but Uddhava was not interested in these worldly things. He, especially when we see some eatable things, we become very agitated. We want to take, nice jalebi today. Oh, so feast is there. What will we start contemplating while going to the Gosala? So like that, if there is saying, Chaitanya Charitamrita, Jivara lalisa jai ityut jai Sishno dara priti Krishna nahi paye. So we cannot get Krishna unless our tongue is controlled. So Uddhava was well controlled in his eating habits and he was never interested in any worldly affairs. And the next is he was a very noble and very steady minded. Noble means in a very difficult situation. When the difficulties come, then the reality will come into picture. When things are favorable, we do many things, it's easy. But when the test comes, Mayadevi test, Krishna test, then we will identify who is a real devotee. So Uddhava was that kind of person who was very steady, means he was fixed up. Any challenges, especially. So this is a challenging condition for Krishna. That's why he was chosen. And the third quality, he was very merciful. He was very merciful to whom? And as a Suhudam, as I said, he is a very sincere friend to all. Especially, he is a well-wishing friend for everybody. Everybody. And then he was very expert. What is expertise means? Daksha. One of the 26 Vaishnava qualities is expert, Daksha. So he was expert in placing or invoking the dormant Krishna consciousness in any living being. You got my point? So our bhakti, that Krishna consciousness sleeping. So he was so expert that he could revive, he could reawaken this sleeping Krishna consciousness in our heart. So that is why he is called Daksha or expert. One the other quality is he was very free from any false prestige or honor or any kind of material desires. So that is also one of the reason why Krishna, these are the prerequisites where Lord can trust us, isn't it? So Prabhupada used to trust some of his disciples. Whenever he used to see these qualities, then he will say, oh, okay, this person can do. Like His Holiness Tamal Krishna Goswami. So much influence. Maharaj used to have on Srila Prabhupada. So much trust. He showed it practically. Not once, many times. The Mayapur land and so many other occasions. Preaching in China. So many things. So like that, then he was self-realized. Self-realized means he always used to follow the religious codes. He never used to violate any commit any irreligious acts or forbidden acts. So these are the certain qualities which made Uddhava an absolutely qualified person to give an opinion on this perplexed condition. So let us see what Srimad Bhagavatam, 10th canto, chapter 46, verse number 1, Sukadeva Goswami very nicely glorifies the qualities of Uddhava. I'll just read the sloka. Brusninam prabaro mantri Krishnasya daitah sakha Sishya Brahaspate Saksad Uddhava Buddhi Sattamaha. So it is said that Brusninam means in Brusni Vansa, where this Vasudeva and Kunti Maharani, that is called Brusni Vansa. So in that Uddhava was born. His father's name was Dev. And then it is said Prabaro. Prabaro means he was expert in all. And then Mantri means he was a best advisor. And Krishnasya Daita. This Daita word is very important. Do you remember where we come across this word Daita? Yes, Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhava Daita. That Daita word is there. What is the meaning of Daita? Yes, the object of love. The Srimati Radharani is the most precious object of love of Krishna. That is, in that context, this Daita word is used. Let us see, go a little deeper. In Srimad Bhagavatam, 10th canto, this particular thing, a pure devotee's characters are described. Once Uddhava asked Krishna, whom do you love the most? Tell me some of the characters. Then Krishna is telling to Uddhava. Krishna said, Na tatha me priyatama atmajonir na sankaraha na cha sankarsano na srir naivatma cha jatha bhavan. So Krishna said, Na tatha me priyatama. Priyatama means nobody is more dearer to me. So who is that? Na Atmajonir. Atmajonir means who is Swayambhu, self-born. Who is self-born? Lord Brahma. Atmajonir. He has no mother. Vishnu never took help of Lakshmi ji. And then is okay, Brahma is not there. Then Lord Shiva, he is even higher than Brahma. Then Krishna says, Na Sankaraha. Not even Lord Shiva. He has so many qualities. Brahma has how many qualities? 50. And Lord Shiva, 55. Vishnu, 60 and Krishna, 64. Right? So like that, though Shiva is higher, though he is also not the dearmost. Then who is next to Shiva? Lord Balaram. Or Balaramji. So he is, that's why Krishna says, then Uddhava asks, does Balaram is dearer? No. Then he says, Nacha Sankarsano. That means Balaram is also not the dearmost. He is the direct expansion of Krishna. Then Nacha Srir. Not even Lakshmi Devi. Srir means Lakshmi Devi. So he is a direct concern of Krishna. So then here Krishna is telling even Mother Lakshmi is also not that dear. So then, if Lakshmi ji is not there, then who else is there? Then Krishna says, Maivatma, myself, my soul, myself, I am not dear to me. Then he says, Jatha Bhavan, as much as you are dear to me. So this is the position of Uddhava. You can see how great is Uddhava. Many of us doesn't know Uddhava's position that Krishna himself is clarifying in the 10th canto. So it is said that Uddhava, he was so dear to Krishna that while Krishna used to spend his intimate times with his queens in Dwarka, he has private quarters like 16,108 wives. They used to Krishna used to spend his time with those queens, intimate times. Then Uddhava doesn't have to take permission. He doesn't have to knock the door and enter. He was allowed to go even without knocking the door. So that was the intimacy. Last time I said about Kubja, isn't it? So you see, most of the intimate times, Uddhava is a companion of Krishna. That much. And also Uddhava, one of the qualities is he was so respected. Normally people are respected outside. Like somebody, when you go outside, oh, this is a great devotee of ISKCON. But in our society, who will ask, ghar ka murgi hai? Kaun puछता hai? So like that, Uddhava was even respected by his wife, by his children, by his parents, by his family members. That was the position of Uddhava. So what is the meaning of Uddhava? Uddhava. Ud means the first class, above, the best quality. First class, Dhava means glorious. Whose glories are first class, beyond comparison. So he is called Uddhava. We should know what is his position. And then another meaning of Uddhava is who brings out the miseries, the difficulties, the sufferings. Ud means who brings out, Dhava means the sufferings. Whose suffering? What mental, physical, whatever type of, so many sufferings are there. All these Trivida Klesa, Adhivoitik, Adhyatmik, Adhidaivi, all these things. So, of anyone, whoever he may be, he was so capable, simply by his darshan, simply by his association, people used to be blissful. That was Uddhava. And another name of Uddhava is Ussava. Ussava means festival. Like in a festival day, we feel very jubilant, we feel very enthusiastic, very happy. So that was the position of Uddhava. Simply by his seeing him, people used to feel like a festival going on in their heart. Another is Uddhava. Hava means sacrifice, Havan. We do Havan, that is Yajna. Yajna Kunda, we put ghee and the sandalwood pulp, then, so like that. So it is called Uddhava. So these are some of the positions. So he was a legal advisor. So in this previous, actually, I did not explain fully. So Daitaha, then Sakha. Sakha means Saha khadati iti sakha. Saha khadati means eating. So Uddhava's position is so great, he was sitting and eating with Krishna in the same plate. Just see, normally husband and wife sometimes out of intimacy, or the children with parents they eat. But here we see Uddhava was that close to Krishna, they were sharing the same plate even. That is why that word sakha is there. So these are the certain reasons why Uddhava was chosen by Krishna. So then, what are the next qualification? He was very silently hearing. When Narad Muni asked to go to Hastinapur, then the messenger told something, then Jaduvansis are telling, he was just quietly hearing. So this is where a lesson we have to learn. He is such an exalted Vaishnava, until he is asked by Krishna, he never opened his mouth. He was just hearing quietly. So after hearing, when Krishna asked, he opened his mouth. So this is one very great Vaishnava quality. So as much as required, they speak. Otherwise, the most difficult is the tongue. Vacho vegam. So though many times we know many things, we should not extravagantly advertise ourselves. Oh, this will increase our false ego and we will fall down. So that is why it is another example we see in Ramayana. You know, when Vibhishan was coming with all the Rakshasas from Lanka to take shelter, he was kicked out by Ravan. He was taking Lord Rama's name. He was supporting Lord Ramchandra, giving legal advice to Ravana. So Ravana is so erased, he was so angry, he kicked him out. Then he came in the sky in a flying stage. Then from the distance, many people saw. Jamavan saw, then Sugriva saw, all these Vanaras they saw. So he must be a Mayavi, he must be a mystic person, this must be a Ravana's person. So nobody was encouraging Lord Ram to give him shelter. But Hanuman was quietly hearing. He was the most intelligent amongst all the soldiers of Lord Ramchandra. Hanuman was the real hero. He was the most intelligent. So he was hearing. Then Hanuman started speaking. When Lord Rama asked Hanuman, what is your opinion? Please accept him. Immediately Lord Ramchandra gave him shelter. What to speak of Vibhishan? Lord Ramchandra used to give shelter even to a thorn. While he was traveling in the forest, one time one thorn pricked his legs and Lakshmana wanted to remove. No. Even a thorn comes to my lotus feet and it takes shelter, I will not remove it. So that is the position of, that is why Lord's position is Saranam Saranyam. Saranyam means only Krishna should be taken shelter of, nobody else. That is Saranyam. And Saranya, Putana. Putana example we know how she wanted to kill Krishna, then ultimately she got the position of Mother Jasoda. Not exactly Jasoda, she was a nurse, one of the Ambalika. There are so many Ambika nurses are there. So she was one of them. She used to assist Mother Jasoda in the Golok Vrindavan Dham. So this is the magnanimity of Lord Kṛṣṇa. So Saranyam, Saranyam. So like that, and he was in a very neutral position. Uddhava never supported Narad Muni neither, so he wanted to give a neutral decision which will satisfy. Last class I was telling, only Krishna and his pure devotees can satisfy everybody, not all. So then he exactly knew what is going on in Krishna's heart. We see many examples, vivid example. In Srimad Bhagavatam, Sukanya, she was serving so intimately to च्यवन Muni. He was very angry by nature. Little disturbance, he will be immediately curse च्यवन Muni. But then here we see Sukanya is to understand what is the interest, what is the internal mood of च्यवन Muni. Accordingly she was serving. That is how she could win the heart of च्यवन Muni. And you know all the stories in the 9th canto. So similarly we see Ramananda Raya. While in Kovur near Rajmundri, Lord Chaitanya in the bank of river Godavari, he met Ramananda Raya. So there was discussion going on. So many, in the whole night they were discussing. So Raya Ramananda was answering and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asking questions. So how then at the end of the discussion and also beginning, both Raya Ramananda said, you are only telling to me because I know your heart, but the hard answer is there in your heart. So like that, many examples are there. In Rupa Goswami, he wrote the meaning of the sloka in the which Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used to recite in front of Lord Jagannath Rath Yatra. So many examples are there. So only a pure devotee can know the heart of the Lord. Then Uddhava has a very special qualification. What was that? He is a disciple of Brihaspati. So Brihaspati, he is the demigods. So he learned a art of Jyotir-raga. Jyotir-raga means it is astrological science where seeing the signs of the various planets, Graha and Nakhetra. So he could predict what is going to happen. That is why Krishna preferred him. Oh, you know the astrology and you know the Jyotir-raga. So please tell what I should do. So these are certain reasons. So now let us see let us compare the desire of the messenger and Narad Muni. So which is better? So normally, most of us in bodily concept, when we hear that messenger told they will kill, they will behead by Naravali, they will sacrifice the head of the kings. So many kings will be there, also devotees. So this is on the bodily platform. Because anyway, whoever comes under Krishna's center, Krishna will protect them anyway. That's not a big thing. But because it is on a material platform. But more than that is the Rājasūya-jayā. Because what happens in Rājasūya-jayā? Rājasūya-jayā, it is to please Lord Kṛṣṇa. It is to glorify the fame of Kṛṣṇa. To make Kṛṣṇa famous throughout the world. Do the Agra Puja of Kṛṣṇa. And that means it is the highest goal of every individual is to please Kṛṣṇa, to serve Kṛṣṇa, to do the prachar and sanghar, I was telling last time. So which is important? Prachar is important, not sanghar. So obviously, all these things, many of us have left our home, left our family members, wife, children, the wealth, the properties, and our job. We sacrifice so many things. Even our habits of eating meat, the 4 regulative principles. We have so many habits. We have to sacrifice that. So all these things habits, why do you do? Just to please Kṛṣṇa. So this is more important. How to go to a Rājasūya-jayā. So like that, then let us see what is Kṛṣṇa's point of view. Kṛṣṇa, what he is thinking. Kṛṣṇa always, as I said, in one act he will do many things. So that is why the Rupa Goswami has mentioned in Bhakti Rasamrita, he is Chatur, he is most clever. Prabhupada writes in the Purport, today's verse Purport. So So what is Krishna's view? He wants to satisfy both. So then let us see this today's verse. Yaṣṭavyam rājasūyena. Rājasūyena means that he has to conquer all the kings. Even one king left out, like Jarāsandha was not yet killed. So Rājasūya cannot be performed. That is the whole idea. And then dik-cakra-jayinā. Dik-cakra-jayinā means that Chakravarti. Chakravarti means he is the king who conquered the Samrat. They call king of the king. That is Samrat. There's a Yudhishthira Maharaj, Parikshit Maharaj. They were all Chakravarti kings. And they are, all these other kings are subordinate to them. So in all the 10 directions. And then another word it comes is jarā-suta. Jarā-suta. So Jarāsandha, who was the father of Jarāsandha? Anybody knows? Jarāsandha's father? Ratha. You are not reading Mahabharata. Ratha is the father of Jarāsandha. Actually he had, Ratha was a king of Magad in Bihar, near Gaya. Then he used to, then he got married to, he had two queens. They were from, they are the daughters of king of Kasiraj. So then he tried, but there are no children. They were childless. So he was very worried. So once upon a time, one very powerful sage, he came, his name was Chandakausik Rishi. He came to the king's palace. Then king very nicely greeted him. He worshipped him with all paraphernalia. And then Rishi was very pleased. Chandakausik Rishi was very pleased, and then he wanted to know what is the situation in the kingdom. Then everything was alright except he was childless. So then the king also petitioned, can you help us? We are very morose because there is nobody to continue the dynasty. So then out of his mystic power, he gave him an apple, a fruit. But he didn't know he had two queens. Somehow he just gave a fruit. Then our king, Ratha, he used to love both the queens equally. So what he did is, he cut the fruit, one half he gave to each queen. And they took the half, and then they gave birth to a half person. One eye, one half nose, half ear, one hand, one leg. Obviously that a dead child. The dead child, so it was very inauspicious. Then he said, better you throw it. He asked the other soldiers, and they put it in the jungle, forest area. So there was a witch, a Rakshasi, Chudel. Her name was Jara. So she had that mystic black art. So she was basically man-eater, cannibal. So she saw that the two half bodies are lying. So somehow just she took it, and just by holding close to each other, suddenly that body got joined. And then also the child started crying. So it was destined that that science was there. Nowadays medical science doesn't have that. We do whatever stitching, nobody can inject the soul in the body. We are from the medical field, done many, dead mean dead. So basically she did it, but normally a witch or a Rakshasi, she should eat the child. In Korea, after child is born, they put it in the boiling water and they eat it, their own child. It has the Kali Yuga started. It's mentioned in 12th canto, Srimad Bhagavatam. The more smaller the child, higher is the price. It is sold in the market. In China, some of you have heard. Some of my colleagues, they are staying there, medicos, they were telling me. So then instead of just like a lion, even the lioness, the small cub is born. They sometimes they are hungry, but they will not eat. Out of them, just bite with the claw and teeth, and transfer like that. So then this Jara, she took it and gave to Ratha. So he was very happy to see the child like this. So then that is how this his name is Jarāsandha. And then how Bhima will kill him. Krishna's blessings. So now, so this is the history of why it is called. He is called Jarā-suta. Why not Bruhad? Because Jara only made him get the life. Normally, the name of the child is the father's name, but here we see the Jarā-suta word is the mother's name, because she gave the life, the soul came through her. So then, so that is how Jarāsandha was to be killed. You see, then here Uddhava is telling Krishna, better you go to, it will be nice if you go to Hastinapur, and from there you pick up Bhim and Arjun, and you don't go in a Kshatriya guys, otherwise he will be very rebellious. So better you take the disguise of Brahmana, because he used to love and respect Brahmana is Lord. So like that he gave all these things coming up, you will hear, and then then after going there, you first he will worship you, he will respect you. Then when he offers some gift to you, then you choose wrestling. Don't choose any other weapon, wrestling, because that is the way he will be killed. So Uddhava knew everything. That is what. So then obviously out of three, Arjuna and Krishna, they were not looking like big wrestlers. And obviously the person with 10,000 elephants power, he can kill Jarāsandha. Everything was destined. So who was that? Obviously Bhim was the person. So these are the things. So the lesson we learn here is Uddhava's case. We sometimes Sarang Thakur will sing Dhira Dhira Janaka Priya Karau Sadgoswami Ashtakam. So Uddhava's personality was so great, he was very dear to Dhira and Adhira. Dhira, Adhira, Jano. Jano means person. Dhira means very sober, and Adhira means restless. For both, Uddhava was so great, isn't it? So he could please each and every one, and any perplexed situation. Like we have heard in Sanatana Goswami, he was very popular in Braj, because whenever there will be family conflict, they used to come to Sanatana Goswami, and he used to decide what is right, what is wrong. So that is how he became very popular. Guru Purnima, you see, so many people do, they celebrate the disappearance day of Sanatana Goswami. So like that, this Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam, these are the scriptures, if we read on everyday basis, so many perplexities of life can be settled out. So these are the messages we got today. So with this I will conclude. So time is up. So if any comment, okay, Prabhuji, one question, yes. You can ask directly. I can hear. Okay. Thanks.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, very nice class. You mentioned Jibbar laloshe je iti uti dhai Shishno udar parayano Krishna nahi pai. So would you like to elaborate on it?
It's very simple. Means whatever prasadam is available easily, a devotee should be satisfied. He should not, here the Gaur Bhavan Prabhu is not cooking, today prasadam is not good. Many times I remember devotees go to Gaudiya Math. When I joined 4-5 years back, and they will eat outside, which is not offered to Krishna. So the focus is how to satisfy the tongue. And tongue, belly and genital, they are in one line. Prabhu Goswami says in Bhakti Upadesha nectar of instruction. So if the tongue is demanding, I will go here, there. So how we will get Krishna? Where is the time for Krishna? And for brahmachari especially, it has to be restricted. No, not many sweets, not many fried items. It will agitate the senses and mind, especially. Cannot retain the, Brahma. So that these are the certain injunctions. And many times Prabhupada quotes very elaborately. When I was a medical man in Mumbai, we used to travel 50 kilometers in car in the night. Patients are suffering, we don't care. We eat the night party used to be there. And then Prabhupada says, also in foreign countries, people travel so many kilometers just to satisfy the tongue. And the alcohol, so many things Prabhupada elaborately told. So we should not too much gratify the tongue. Whatever is easily available and the mode of goodness, we should be satisfied. That is
And what about Shishno Udar?
Shishna, Udara means belly and Shishna means genital. They are in one line, I told you. If this is not controlled, we cannot control them, those two. We'll eat more, become fatty, mode of ignorance, sleep a lot, no devotion. Krishna is not so easy to get. And genital also, only for begetting children. Very difficult in Kali Yuga. So that is at least we have some control over the tongue. Krishna bada daya mein parivare jiva jai. So prasadam na dilo bhai sayam na mato bhav. So Krishna prasad. And that too, whatever, there should be some, like gulab jamun and all. Mostly these stalls, this bakery, it is for outsiders, not for us. You should know. We take samosa, we take pizza, burger, sorry. We will not get Krishna. As you see, many people have come, they have victim of tongue, they have left the temple. That's why our brahmachari, they stop this night prasadam. Only mudi and milk, that's all.
So, Prabhuji, you mean to say that if we cannot control the urge of our tongue, the urge of our stomach or belly, and the urge of our genitals, we will not get Krishna?
Never.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Kanantara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, समस्त भक्त वृंद की जय, जय गौ सीता रत्न मनंदे।